गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः सीताया पतये नमः सीताया पतये नमः. So we are in Adhyatma Ramayana. Ramayana is an epic in which the story of the Lord Ram and Sita is told here. What is the philosophical bent of this story and how we can make this story into a platform for self-development. That is what it is all about, and that's what we are looking at. And the story is told in between, and through that we learn. If we don't learn from a story, then no point. So we were looking at wherein the Prince Bharat, who has come to the ashram, monastery of sage Bharadwaj, and there the sage Bharadwaj is respected, revered by Bharat, and in return, when coming to know that this young boy is none other than King Dasharath's son, as well as the younger brother of Sri Ram, the Lord himself, he decides to test his integrity. And he says, Bharadwaja vacha shrutva bharata shashrulochanaha sarvam janasi bhagavan sarva bhutashaya sthitaha tathapi pruchhase kinchit tadanugraha eva me kaikeya yatkrutam karma rama rajya vighatanam vanavasadikam vapi nahi janami kinchana Bhavatpadayugam medya pramanam munisattama. These are verses in Sanskrit. Just listening to Sanskrit is quite powerful. And here the sage Bharadwaj tests him, and he says that why have you attired your clothes? Why are you wearing clothes made out of tree bark? Why are you having, even though you are a king, but you are wearing the clothes of a tree bark? Even though you should be wearing a crown, but you are wearing your matted hair on top of your head. And you should be, why have you come to this forest which is known for penances and austerities, and which is inhabited by hermits and ascetics? Whenever we want to, when we have come to this decision or conclusion in our life that the world has no answers for my happiness. Normally, man runs after the world to fill himself up with happiness. Whether he goes to different places, whether he chooses different times, chooses different objects, goes window shopping, goes changing houses, changing cities, migrating, different movies, different foods, different restaurants. All this is way of seeking different experience which give him joy, and he thinks, the man thinks, when I say man, man, woman together, okay? Man thinks that all these joys will make me complete. And when the penny drops for such a person and he comes to realize that nothing in this world can ever complete me, because everything in this world is fleeting, everything in this world is temporary, everything in this world is finite, including Bali. Then what does he do? He packs his bags, meaning packs his bag means he drops everything and leaves for the forest. Why forest? Because there is, firstly, on a gross level, nothing in this world of attraction is there available in the forest. Secondly, the atmosphere is very conducive for contemplation and meditation. And thirdly, he has no choice but to live very frugally. Whatever is available in the forest, the tubers, the fruits, the roots, and just survive on that. This requires a firm resolve which has come from an assessment of life, his life, that there are no answers, there are no permanent answers in the world. There is no happiness which is lasting, which I can gain from the world. Then you go to the monastery. Then you come to attend a satsang like this. You are attracted because somewhere deep in your core, this is percolating, that there is a emptiness which you want to fill up, but you don't know that how. You have done everything, but that emptiness is still there, that space is still there, that joy, that permanent joy is still eluding us. And when we pray out, we call out to the nature or to the reality, then the something like this happens, that we get invited to a satsang. Satsang is company of truth. What we are doing is a satsang, company of truth. Then we get introduced to masters, like I got introduced to my master. He was there before me. Yes, he is elder to me. But why only at one time? Because then I was ready. Then he appeared in my life. I didn't go around shopping. Who is going to be my teacher? The teacher appears when the student is ready. In same way, so Bharat, the sage Bharadwaj, he, by saying that why have you come to the forest which is for penances and austerities in these type of clothes and with the hair matted on your head, you should be sitting on the throne running the kingdom. Why have you come here? When asked contritely, curtly or questioningly by the sage, this young prince, he says, he replies, he is hurt actually, he is hurt by the words of the sage, and he says with tearful eyes, oh great sage, you know everything because you are all knowing, understand. All saints and sages, unlike other religions where saints and sages are posthumous, after the person has died, they are declared as saints or saints. In our culture, while living, it is important to realize the truth while living. And realizing the truth does not mean to be able to do miracles. But miracles happen around that person. But more than that, miracles, a person who is established in the truth here and now while living, he becomes the seer of past, present, future. There's nothing that in this universe, in this creation, in this creation, that he doesn't know. So this young prince is saying, "Oh sage, you are all knowing. Why you are asking such a question to me and making me feel ashamed of what has happened? Still, whatever you ask is your grace upon me, and this is and does the ugly incident that his mother Kekai had created, putting an obstacle in the anointment of Sri Ram on the throne." So the preceding this event, what had happened? Their father, these are four brothers, and their father is the Dasharath, King Dasharath, and King Dasharath has given two boons to his wife, and next morning the Lord Sri Ram, he is going to be anointed as the crown prince, and he has three wives, Kausalya, Sumitra, and Kekai, and Kekai suddenly has a change of heart, and she feels that her son should become the king, and she demands the king to give her the two boons which are still not still with him, with her. So the king says yes. So with one boon she says that the elder brother Sri Ram, the Lord Sri Ram, he should be sent for 14 years to the forest. And second, my son, no, first was my son should become the next king, and second was that Sri Ram should be sent to the forest. And that became the cause of the king Dasharatha's death, who is the father of these four brothers and the husband of these three mothers. And because Keikai's son is this Prince Bharat, he is feeling ashamed. He feels guilty. He is regretting that he is the son of such a crooked mother, and who has become the cause of infamy, who has become the cause of embarrassment, who has become the cause of death of his father and the name of Bharat and everyone. And therefore he says, and the fact that he has been sent to the forest exile, O best among the sages, he says, now he takes an oath. He says, I say on oath with your holy feet as witness, I had no idea of anything about it earlier, meaning I had no part to play in the whole plot. I had no, it was the doing of my mother, it was the mischief of my mother, it was all her planning, and I was in Afghanistan at that time, Gandhar, his maternal place, and I had no idea whatsoever. Therefore, I am not a party to it. Ityuktva padayugalam mune spruštvartamanasah jnatumarhasi mam deva shuddho va shuddha eva va mama rajyena kim swamin rame tishtati rajani kinkaroham munishreshtha ramachandrasya shashvatah. Saying this, see, this is again, when you look at this, what the incident I just told you, this is how a child naturally is in tune with nature. Naturally. A wise is also in tune with nature. But we who are in between, a child and a wise person, we are lost. Why we are lost? Our mind, our desires hijack the eye and takes it worldwards, towards the world. And what is that world depicted in this incident which I just told you? The world is the kingdom. The world is, I must protect my son's throne position, so that whatever is the competition, the elder brother, I will send him away for 14 years so that my son can establish himself as the king for 14 years and build army and fortify the kingdom, then when that elder brother comes, he is already strong enough, desire. Why? She wants to be the main queen all the time. Desire. And this is how desires hijack our mind. And what he is saying, this young prince, he says, he caught ityukta pada yugalam munehe. Immediately saying this, he caught hold of the feet of the sage Bhardwaj, sprishtvarta manasaha, and with a disturbed heart and mind, cryingly he says, "O Lord, nyatum arhasi mam deva, shuddho va shuddha eva va." You can know, judge it for yourself whether I am guilty or innocent, because you know what is past, present, future. You are the seer of all the entire creation. O Lord, mama rajyena kim swamin rame tishtati rajani. What is the what interest? What is the purpose for me to what I have to do with being the king when Sri Ram is around? The younger brothers, so Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna. The other three brothers, they dot on their elder brother, because all of them are manifestations of the divine, but the elder one, the divinity is fully, completely expressing through him. So, and they recognize that. They are all intelligent and educated. And he says, what is the purpose in me becoming the king? How am I going to benefit the kingdom? When the great Ram, my elder brother, Sri Ram, when he is around, nobody else is worthy of sitting on the throne. O most exalted sage, I have been Sri Ram's humble follower forever. That is, from birth time. From the time of birth, I have been following his footsteps. In the school, I was learning from him. In the archery and weapons, I was his student. In the scriptures, I was his student. Everything I learned from Sri Ram. I am his follower. I cannot compare myself to Sri Ram. See, we will pursue, we will desire, we will hanker for that for which we have given importance. I am a sannyasi, I am a monk. If I had given importance to wife, that I need a partner, I need children, then many years ago I would have found someone and got married. If today I give importance to cars or houses or a good life, then I will look for ways of making money, because I want all that. Bharatji is saying, I don't want anything except to follow the footsteps of Sri Ram. See? So, in our life also, if we have decided, if we have come to the satsang, there is a reason. Something in our life is reminding us, our daily interactions of our life are reminding us that there is something missing, that there is a feeling of there is a feeling of emptiness. It needs to be filled, and that feeling is you only. That Lord alone is expressing through you. But until and unless we don't wean our senses and our mind away from the world while living in the world and fix it on the Lord within our heart, or the consciousness within our heart and mind, or the truth that is the divinity that is in our heart and mind, that is our essence, till then the transformation will not happen. Transformation from individuality to divinity. Divinity is to be realized here and now, in this life, while living, not after death. Nobody knows what happens after death. Everything everyone says or write books, it's all their imaginations. We want to realize here and now. For that, people normally say, yesterday where I said I don't know. Normally people say, we should not put all our eggs in one basket. We should distribute our resources. Huh? One house in Melbourne, one house in Delhi, one house in Sydney, or if you have investment, you put some in real estate, some in mutual funds, some in shares, some in fixed deposit, some in superannuation. Spread it out so that if something happens, everything is not gone. In spirituality, it's not that way. What is it? Put all your eggs in one basket. And what is that basket? The basket of divinity. And that is what? That is Om, that is Sri Ram, or whatever your Lord is, whatever you follow. So be a follower, never be the leader. And follower of what? Follower of the divinity. One moment. आते ज्ञात्वा मुनिश्रेष्ठ रामस्य चरणान्तिके पतित्वा राज्य संभारान् समर्प्यात्रैव राघवम् अभिषेक्ष्ये वसिष्ठाद्यैः पौरजानपदैः सह नेष्येऽयोध्यां रमानाथं दाससेवेति नीचवत. Hence, O great sage, O noble sage, I shall go to Sri Ram, catch hold of his feet, and put all the kinghood and whatever has been bestowed upon me or whatever has been taken away from Sri Ram for my sake, I will put it back at his feet and offer it completely to him because it doesn't belong to me, in the forest itself. And then accompanied by sage Vasishta, citizens. Sage Vasishta is the think tank of the kingdom of Ayodhya. Ayodhya means that city where there is no war. That city is our head. There is always good, bad, eat or not eat, talk or not talk, sleep or no sleep. I have sugar. Should I eat sweet or should I not eat? A little bit will do. Gone. You see? So we are continuously this opposites are coming and making a havoc in our mind. Ayodhya is a city. Ayodhya is a city where there is no war, there is silence. Everyone is happy. Everyone is content. Of that city, in that city, Sri Ram is born. If we have our mind quiet, the divinity will arise. The divinity will appear. The divinity will reveal itself in whichever way. It may be as Ram, it may be as Krishna, it may be as Jesus, it may be as some saint or sage. Wherever your faith lies, that divinity will arise. But for that, basic requirement is your mind must be duality free. Your mind must be there should be no friction in the mind with reference to anything. Only then. And that friction is overcome by the king. His name is Dasharatha, just because one or two new people are there. Dasharatha means he who is the master of his 10 senses. Dasha means 10. Ratha is, he is riding the 10 senses. He is the controller of 10 senses. And Kaushalya is the one who is adept. She is a great devotee of the Lord. Hearing these emotional and sincere outpourings of Prince Bharat, the sage clasped him to his bosom. The sage Bharat, he embraced him because he's a young boy. He's only 17, 16. He embraced him as a token of affection and began praising him thus. Now, before the sage was testing him, his integrity. Now when the young prince is speaking in this manner that I am nothing, I am only a follower of Sri Ram, the sage knows that Sri Ram is the divinity himself. Maybe the kids don't know, these young brothers don't know, but the sages know. Oh, he immediately his heart pours out towards Bharat and he says, oh son, वत्स ज्ञातं पुरैवैतद् भविष्यं ज्ञानचक्षुषा मा शुचस्त्वं परो भक्तः श्रीरामे लक्ष्मणादपि. He says, "Oh son, I had already known these events through my eyes of transcendence, transcendental vision, but I want to hear it from your mouth." The joy. See, you know where that the kid has eaten the chocolate. You know it. Why? You can see the chocolate melting here and there. You can see the chocolate outside his mouth. You can see the chocolate on his hands. And that hand, he's put it there, or he's put the cloth there, and you know he has eaten. And you ask, "Okay, beta, tell me, did you eat the chocolate?" The joy of hearing that fellow, "Yes, I have eaten the chocolate," is a different joy when he reveals. Similarly, the disposition of this young prince has, even though the sage knows the outcome, you know, as a manager, you know what you need to, what is the outcome that you want, and very easily you can do it. You can tell also, you do this, you do this, you do this, and they do their job, and the outcome will be there. But it's a different joy when you tell everyone to explore and feel that it is their decision which has brought about the outcome. The joy is different. Exactly the same way. Even though the great sage knows the answer, what he's going to say, but to listen from his mouth has given him an extra bit of joy. And as a result, he says, "I had already known these events through my third eye." Jnana Chakshusha. Jnana Chakshusha is the intuitive ability. Jnana Chakshusha is the third eye when it opens up. Ours is closed. When this third eye opens up, everything is crystal clear. What other person is thinking before he opens his mouth, you know. Big problem also. But a person who knows this, he is not affected by what people are thinking or not thinking, because that ability has not come by thinking about the third eye. That ability has come because that person has surrendered himself to the divinity, has become one with divinity. And thus, you should not regret, mourn, or lament, for you are a greater and superior devotee of Sri Ram as compared to Lakshman. Now, Lakshmana, that is the one out of these four brothers. Remember, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna. Lakshman always follows Ram. He is like a shield around him. And the Shatrughna, the youngest brother, he always follows Bharat. So he has come with Bharat. Wherever the Bharat will go, this fellow will go. Wherever Ram will go, Lakshman will go. And Lakshman is a firebrand. You dare not, he is an angry young man, and he has taken a vow of not sleeping and eating for 14 years to serve Sri Ram and Sita, his wife, while they are in the forest. So the sage is saying that, "Oh Bharat, you are a greater devotee of Ram than compared to the Lakshman. Oh, the sinless, pure, faultless one, Anagha, I want to extend my warm welcome gesture, hospitality to you, not only to you, but also to your entire army and retinue. You must have your meals with your army and entourage here today and proceed to Sri Ram's place tomorrow." A sage living in a forest, in a small ashram, a small monastery, is saying to this young prince that you have to accept my hospitality, and not only you, but your entire army which has come with you. The young prince has made them to stay about few kilometers away. How can a sage living in a small monastery feed the entire army? These things happen even today. You have to go to India for that. There used to be Vasundhara Mata. She used to live at 17,000 feet in the Himalayas beyond Gomukh Glacier. And all the trekkers, 17,000 feet. So people used to trek from Gangotri to Gomukh, Gomukh to Tapovan, Tapovan to Narad Kund. Then they used to go to Badrinath, Kedarnath and Badrinath. And the Indian army people also used to go up to the Tibetan border, because Chinese army is standing there. So anytime anyone goes up or comes down, because they have already traversed such a distance, she will feed them. At 17,000 feet, she will feed every one of them. So she had a container, and it will produce enough food for whoever has come. For 9 years she did that. Okay. I have met her. I have got photograph with her. We sang and danced with her when she was not well and she had come down that time in Harsil, just before Gangotri. So this is the what does he have? We will find out how does he have this. Maybe he has the Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu is the cow, the wish-fulfilling cow. When a sage of his caliber, he asks something to this wish-fulfilling cow, immediately she produces whatever you want. Food for the entire army if it is required. Why food? She can produce even an army if required to protect the ashram. Bharatasya sasainyasya yatheshtam cha manoratham yathavavarsha sakalam truptaste sarva sainikaha vasishtham pujayitvagre shastra drushtena karmana paschat sasainyam bharatam tarpayamasa yogirat. She satisfied the requirements of Bharat and his army so that all the soldiers and men were happy and contented. What do you mean by that, sir? It means she had the ability to recognize what each person likes, each soldier likes, and according to the need and the like of that soldier, his favorite dish that was served by that cow, it came out of her tummy, appear, it revealed, and it used to go to that particular person, and they were all over it, and then they were relaxing, and then the beds were prepared, and after that the king of ascetics, that is the great Yogirat, the sage Bhardwaj, worshipped and honored sage Vashishta according to the edicts of the scriptures, because sage Vashishta, he is also a realized master, he is the think tank. He is the guide for the entire kingdom of Ayodhya, of which Sri Ram, Bharat, Lakshman, Shatrughna, they are the princes. So they have been taught by sage Vashishta. Thereafter, then made them fully contented and feel extremely welcomed and honored. So, in other words, every need of every person in the entourage. How many were in the entourage? The entire army of Ayodhya and the citizens of Ayodhya. How many? Hundreds? No. Thousands? No. Hundreds of thousands? No. Maybe millions. And everyone was taken care of. Not only food-wise, not only their rest-wise, beds, everything was created as if it was heaven on earth. And he wanted to see, what he wanted to see, that whether this young Bharat is he a hypocrite? Is he wearing these matted clothes, monk clothes and matted hair only for show, but he is still attached to a good bed? He is still attached to good food? He is still attached to the comforts? He wanted to not only test Bharat, but he wanted to test all the people who have come. Why? You can think, I'll explain as we go along. He wished to test their detachment with material comfort and sincerity of their devotion for Sri Ram. So, is it because Bharat is devoted, therefore the whole army and the citizens are devoted, or are they devoted to Sri Ram genuinely from their heart? And they were. But sometimes people get attracted. If nice food is there, who will say no? But let's see what happens. उषित्वा दिनमेकं तु आश्रमे स्वर्गसन्निभे अभिवाद्य पुनः प्रातः भरद्वाजं सहानुजः भरतस्तु कृतानुज्ञः प्रययौ रामसन्निधिं चित्रकूटमनुप्राप्य दूरे संस्थाप्य सैनिकान् रामसन्दर्शनाकाङ्क्षी प्रययौ भरतः स्वयं. Staying there for 1 day and night in that heaven-like hermitage, at the first ray of the sun the next morning, Bharat bowed before the sage, took his permission and moved on to Sri Ram's place along with his brother and the entire entourage. Here he is saying this, but actually what happened was, I think they went with the whole thing. Why did the sage test all the people and the Bharat and his brother? Again, as I said before, if we are still attached to material comforts, material attachment, material relationships, and you want the Lord, it is not going to happen. You have to be single pointedly, genuinely, sincerely, wholeheartedly be available for the Lord. And this is what he was testing. So, next morning at the daybreak, the Prince Bharat, he bowed before the sage and took his permission and moved to Sri Ram's place, which was in Chitrakoot, a place along the Ganges, along the Mandakini river. And he stopped the soldiers of the army a little distance away and moved ahead himself to have a darshan of Sri Ram. See, Sri Ram and Lakshman, they are in the forest already along with Sita ji. If they see Bharat is coming with the entire army, what will go in their mind? They will feel he has come to vanquish us. He wants to remove us from the surface of the earth so that there is no challenge in the future. Who can think like this? Not the Lord. Lakshman can think like this. Ram cannot think like this. But, and thinking in this manner that I should not shock them, Bharat left everyone behind. He went with Sumantra, sage Vashishta, the three mothers, and some other important ministers who were there. They all went towards Sri Ram Kutia. Kutia means a hut that in which they were dwelling. Shatrughnena sumantrena guhena cha parantapa tapasvi mandalam sarva vichinvano nyavartata adrishtva rama bhavana pruchhadrishi mandalam kutraste sitaya sardham lakshmanena raghutamaha. Bharata Shatrughna. Bharata is the Prince Bharat, Prince Shatrughna, Sumantra is the Prime Minister, Guha is the boatsman who had taken Sri Ram across the Gangaji, and now he has taken Bharatji also across the Gangaji, went around all the cluster of hermitages of those who were doing penances there, and not finding Sri Ram anywhere despite their best efforts, they returned empty-handed. Then they asked a group of sages, where does Sri Ram live along with Sita and Lakshman? Even today, those who have come with me to Chitrakoot, even today there are hundreds of ashrams there. Hundreds of ashrams. And sages are living, seekers are living, sages and their disciples are living in sadhana, in meditation, living very frugal life. Where does Sri Ram live along with Sita and Lakshman? ऊचूरग्रे गिरे पश्चात् गंगाया उत्तरे तटे विविक्तं रामसदनं रम्यं काननमण्डितं सफलैराम्रपनसैः कदलीखण्डसंवृतं चम्पकैकोविदारैश्च पुत्रागैर्विपुलैस्तथा एवं दर्शितमालोक्य मुनिभिर्भरतोऽग्रतः हर्षाद्वययौ रघुश्रेष्ठ भवनम मंत्रिणा सह. They replied, Ramchandraji along with Sita and Lakshman, they live on the other side of that mountain, on the yonder, on the northern side, on northern banks of Mandakini river, in the lonely secluded cottage of Sri Ram at a place adorned with a verdant forest. It is hedged, it is surrounded by mango trees, plantain trees, and panas, jackfruit trees. Besides these, there are trees of various flowers such as magnolia, kachnar, and various vegetables, nag, keshar. It is a medicinal tree, etc., etc. Having received this guidance, Bharat, along with his ministers and his mothers, cheerfully and eagerly moved ahead in the direction where the most exalted Raghu's Sri Ram, meaning the Lord Sri Ram, his Lord, whom he is a follower, dwelling was located. Who will give you the answer? Sages will give you the correct answer. Who will give you the answer? Saints will give you the answer. Who will give you the answer? Anyone who loves the Lord or is the devotee of the Lord will always give you the correct answer, which will satisfy you. Guha is a devotee, but he is a king, he is a boatsman. In that community, he is the king. Bharat, he is a young prince, but he is a devotee of the Lord. His heart is clear. Guha's heart is clear. Heart clear does not mean, oh, as the Lord wishes. No. He checked whether the intentions of Bharat were pure or not to go to make sure he should take Bharat across the river or not. For that he made the contingency plans. He kept all the rivers in the middle of the river so that none of the army people could have access to the boats. So, being a devotee does not mean being foolish. It does not mean being foolish. It means you are even cleverer, you are even smarter, you are even adept, you are even more functional in this world if you are a true devotee of the Lord. Similarly, whenever we are on our way, when we are seeking the Lord in our life, we must also take guidance from such people. We must take guidance from those who are committed to the truth, those who are communicating or teaching the truth, those who are devotees of the truth. They may not be teaching, they are just sitting at home, they enjoy the silence, they have love in their eyes for everyone. Why? Because they are continuously contemplating on the infinitude of the divinity. Or there are people who are continuously chanting the name of the Lord, and every now and then they just get absorbed in Him. Or those people who have committed their entire life for the Lord, in whichever way. Whether they are married or monks or with children or without children, it does not matter. Commitment is important. That surrender is important. That availability is important, that faith is important. So when we ask such people, we don't even have to. You are walking your path to the Lord, and in between now sages have come. In between another devotee came, that boatman. So right people come into your life to guide your mind and heart in the right direction of divinity. This you have to trust. You have to trust this. Because you go looking for it in the books. First I will find it in the books, then I will practice. It doesn't happen that way. First you develop the faith. First you develop the yearning in your heart for the Lord. Then the path opens up. Then the teachers come into your life. Then the guides come. Then circumstances, situations appear in your life which propel you towards it. They may propel you, or they may come to clear some things in your life. But that intense yearning for the divine, intense yearning for the Lord, intense yearning for the thirst for realizing the consciousness that I am or that the Lord is, that thirst has to be there. Without that thirst, everything else is temporary. You may start, you will stop after some time. Just like when we go to a cremation or a burial, I am also going to be burnt like this one day. Life is temporary, you know. Wise words. So when someone dies, we go to cremation, we become very, very dispassionate. We become very detached to everything. There is no meaning to life. Everything is temporary. Everyone has to die one day. And the moment you come out of the crematorium and get into your car and are going home, and suddenly you feel on the red light stop, there is a waft of pizza going in front of your nose. Suddenly the desire, okay, come, I haven't had a pizza for a long time. Since morning I was busy with the cremation, let's go and eat. Forgotten that life, that we don't have to be attached to anything. It's called kshanik vairagya. Temporary dispassion or detachment.
Masane vairagya.
So it is only temporary. Now, that's why I told, we must, every night before we go to sleep, we must assess our day. Has my day been been instrumental in my moving closer to the Lord? Has by thought, word and deed, have I performed actions which will take me towards the Lord? Make my mind calmer? If you find, oh, I got angry here, I screamed at that person, and I forgive yourself. Make a commitment not to do it tomorrow. Keep assessing your day. It takes 2 seconds, 5 seconds, half a minute maybe. In the beginning it takes a little bit longer, maybe half a minute, 45 seconds. But as you become adept at it, it's just one scan of the day. Boom, boom, over. With right conclusion. Not just scanning there. Acha, now correct yourself. So with that great yearning in his heart, he moved towards Sri Ram's, the Lord Ram's dwelling. Dadarsha durati bhasuram shubham ramasya geham muni vrunda sevitam vrukshagra sanglagna suvalkala jinam ramabhiramam bharatas sahanujaha. Moving ahead, Bharat along with his brother Shatrughna had a glimpse of the beautiful dwelling of Sri Ram, which was served or serviced or tended by hermits and ascetics living in its vicinity. In it, clothes made from bark of trees like birch, etc., and deer skin were hung on the branches of the tree for drying. The place was rendered most magnificent, enthralling, and attractive by the virtue of Sri Ram's residence there. Where the Lord resides, that place automatically becomes beautiful. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If Lord is of the nature of purity, that place has to be pure. If you are of the nature of purity and no uh, sinless, so to speak, with no hypocrisy or no jealousy or no envy or no arrogance, automatically you find yourself comfortable everywhere. Wherever, just like flower doesn't say, please come and smell my fragrance. Wherever the bud becomes a flower, the fragrance goes. And wherever the fragrance is, the bees come. Exactly the same way. Wherever a devotee, a person who is yearning for the Lord, or here the Lord Himself, as Sri Ram, He is pure, He is clear, He is committed, He is focused to His duty, to carry out His father's words, to spend 14 years in the forest and see what He is doing in the forest. He is not going to the forest, complaining. Why did He send me to the forest? I don't want to be in the forest. I don't have my bed. I don't have good food. I have to wear these scratchy clothes. And why this happened to me? Did I do anything wrong in my past life that this has happened to me in this life? No crying. What is he doing? He is taking the opportunity of being in the forest to be in satsang with all the saints and sages, with all the learned ones. He is learning, he is growing. He is already a realized person. But how do you spend your life? You spend your life like listening to satsang, being in the company of wise people, talking about truth. Coming from here, someone said, Swamiji, we want to have a satsang in Ramana satsang at 4:30. I said, no, I got a class at 6:30, man. If you can do it at 3 o'clock, then I can come. So they changed it to 3 o'clock. Went there, had a satsang, half an hour talk, 1 or 2 speakers were there. And all of them wonderful. So many places in Melbourne such things are going on. Here also is going on. See? And what the person is telling me, who the organizer, he's a doctor. He says, now my mind and heart wants to be only in silence. I said, good. He says, Swamiji, you won't believe it. All my old friends are leaving me. Same thing happened with us before. He says, but as people are leaving me from those who party, those who want movies, they want to go and dance and they want to go to this restaurant. She says, I want to be in my cave, in my room, all by myself. I don't want to even interact. So what to do? He says, they have gone, new group of people have come and all are devotees of the Lord. And satsang is happening. Even my patients are like that, he says. I said, your then income must be going low because everyone is a devotee. The doctor thrives on patients, no? Anyway. But see, this transformation happens. So here, wherever there is Ram, there has to be beauty, there has to be a positive vibration, there has to be elegance, there has to be what do you call, no animosity, non-violence has to be there by thought, word and deed. And in this way, uh, we conclude the 8th chapter of this Adhyatma Ramayana of Ayodhyakand. Now the 9th chapter. This is a very, very beautiful and important chapter where Bharat now is meeting Sri Ram, his beloved brother, the Lord himself, with all the baggage that Prince Bharat is carrying in his mind, and his anger towards his mother, Kaikai, who has been instrumental in sending Ram to the forest. And you will see how Ramchandraji, what is his disposition towards this whole thing that has happened. And you will see how great a devotee this Prince Bharat is of Sri Ram. The whole story, Lord Shiva is telling the story to his wife Parvati. He says, Shri Mahadeva Uvacha. So this ninth canto, ninth chapter is about Shri Ram Bharat's meeting, Bharat's return to Ayodhya, Shri Ram's arrival at Sage Atri's hermitage. Shri Mahadeva Uvacha. अथ गत्वा श्रमपद समीपं भरतो मुदा सीतारामपदैर्युक्तं पवित्रमतिशोभनं स तत्र वज्राङ्कुशवारी जाञ्छी तद्ध्वजादि स तत्र वज्राकुशवारी जाङ्घितत् ध्वजादीर्चिह्नानि पदानि सर्वतः ददर्श रामस्य भुवोति मङ्गलान् यचेष्टयत्पादरजः सुसानुजः. Lord Shiva said, O Parvati, thereafter with a mind and heart extremely devoted, delighted and submerged in joy, Bharat reached the most pleasant and holy area near the hermitage which was adorned by the footprints of Sita and Sri Ram. See, why did Lord Shiva start telling the story? Why did Lord Shiva start telling the story to his wife? Because if you have seen the picture of Lord Shiva, he is always meditating with his eyes closed. And who is his wife? Parvati. Who is she? She is the most beautiful one in this creation. And she is all decked, beautiful, standing in front of him, and this fellow is sitting with eyes closed. So, one day, by chance, hello? Lord Shiva is in meditation. Knock, knock, anyone there? What happened? Who are you meditating upon when the most beautiful person in this creation, me, is standing in front of you, who is your wife? And you got your eyes closed? She's not jealous. Don't think she's jealous. Because she is in love with her Lord, and her Lord is continuously meditating for thousands of years and not looking at her. She is thinking, what is he meditating on? If he is not attached to my beauty, and he is attached to something greater in his heart, then that something must be worthy of knowing for me also. I must be also get attached to that. I must also meditate on what my husband is meditating. And therefore, she says, what is that which you are contemplating and meditating in spite of me standing here? And he starts telling the story of Sri Ram. Lord Shiva said, Oh Parvati, we already said, that Bharatji reached, and when he reached the hermitage, what does he see? The tiny, tiny feet of Sita ji and Ramchandra ji side by side, walking around on the soft mud on the outskirts of the ashram, of the cottage. And when you love someone, in Hindu culture, when you love the Lord, many people love the form of the Lord. but too many things, he's got a crown, he's got the clothes, he's got the dhoti, he's got the garlands, he's got the armbands, he's got the necklace, he's got so many things you get distracted by. So many people take the Lord, and how do they take it? As his feet, and they keep the feet in their house. Right? These are the Lord's feet, these are the Guru's feet, because those feet on which the whole body is standing, that is more holy. I want to imbibe all those values that those feet are have imbibed, and they just pray to the feet. I have my teacher's sandals at home. So similarly, the moment eyes of Prince Bharat fall upon the feet of Ram and Sita, he is overwhelmed with love. Oh, they are around somewhere. Why I am not able to see them? This is the first sign that they are here. Yet I have come to the correct place. And then there they saw on the ground in every direction footprints of Lord Ram, identified or marked. Because what are the signs? How do you recognize the feet of Lord Ram? Because the soles of the feet of Lord Ram, just like you have, if you take the fingerprints, every fingerprint will be different. Sometimes there is a conch, there is a whirlpool, or there is some other shape. There are different lines on each fingertips. Exactly the same way, for the Lord, under his feet, he has the conch, he has the mace, he has the bow and arrow, and he has the lotus flower. They are imprinted on his soles of his feet, and wherever he walks, all those, like a stencil, patak, it gets printed on the ground. And when you see that, they saw on the ground in every direction footprints of Lord Ram, identified by the auspicious signs of a Vajra, Indra's weapon, a gourd, a lotus, and a flag. So I said Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. Here they are saying it is the Vajra, it is the Indra, it is the क्या बोलेंगे उसको, the thunderbolt. Yes, is the thunderbolt. And a gourd is that small arrow with which the Mahut controls the elephant. That, and the third one is a lotus, and the fourth one is the flag. And seeing them, Bharat, along with his brother Shatrughna, began to roll over in it. Imagine the love. He did not wait to see Shri Ram. He started rolling on the earth where he started seeing these signs. Just like when we go to Raman Reti in near Mathura, Vrindavan, there when Krishna was small, there is a place called Raman Reti, and he used to play with the gopis there. And the sand there is so soft and full of mica. And the tradition is that when you go there, you roll in the sand. And we have done it. So Shatrughna Maharaj is rolling. Aho sudhanyo hamamuni Ramapadar vindankita bhutalani pashyami yat padarajo vimrugyam brahmadi devai shruti bhischa nityam. Oh my, I am the most blessed and fortunate that I behold the earth adorned by the marks of those holy feet, the dust of which are always searched for by Lord Brahma and the other gods, as well as by all the Vedas. Meaning what? The footprint is surrendered to, is looked after. If people, who are the people who want to, when they see this, they lose themselves? The Creator himself. Who else? The scriptures, the Vedas. Who else? All the gods. All of them. They feel they are blessed, they are fortunate that they have had that vision. If you if you see any one of those, a thunderbolt, a gourd, a lotus, or a flag under the feet of any child, every child's feet are holy. Put them on your head. But if you see this sign, even more so, that's a holy child. Very rare, but possible. Why not? Nothing is impossible in this creation. And if we are the devotees of the Lord, in the jungle also they are getting to see. So why not here? Go to Dandenong forest. And in this way, the Prince Bharat feels very, very fulfilled and continuing. इत्यद्भुत प्रेम रसा प्लुताशयो विगाढ़ चेता रघुनाथ भावने आनंद जाश्रुस्नपित स्तनांतरः शनैरवापाश्रम सन्निधिं हरेः. He says, in this manner, Bharat, whose heart was filled with the magnificent and marvelous juice of love and affection, whose mind and heart was submerged in fond remembrance of Sri Ram, his elder brother, the Lord Ram, and whose bosom was drenched in tears of joy, exhilaration, and happiness, slowly neared the hermitage of Sri Ram. Still, he's still in the outskirts, as if there is a fencing and you are outside. There itself, we saw the feet signs and he started rolling there, overwhelmed, emotional, and then now overcoming that, now the urge is even more to be in the embrace of his brother. सतत्र दृष्ट्वा रघुनाथमास्थितं दुर्वादलश्यामलमायते क्षणं जटाकिरीटं नववल्कलाम्बरं प्रसन्नवक्त्रं तरुणारुणद्युतिम्. Then he, Bharat, saw Sri Ram, whose body was dark as a darbar grass. Bolo Siyawar Ramachandra ki jai. So the color of his body is that like of a dark clouds, is like that. Here it is like a darba grass, a little bit burnt because of being exposed to the sun, and eyes were broad or large, who was attired in new clothes made of the tree bark, and a crown of matted hairs on his head, who had a cheerful disposition and demeanor, and was as splendorous and radiant as a midday sun sitting there. So he was sitting on a bench or a stone, ever happy. Lord cannot be crying. Don't ever imagine Lord crying. And don't ever imagine, if you close your eyes, a Lord to be a picture, to be a photograph, to be a statue. You must see some part of his body or cloth or hair to be moving. That means there is life. Then it will help you. Otherwise, you will go into Jada Samadhi. You will go into a not the right meditation. So, who had cheerful disposition and demeanor, and was splendorous and radiant as a midday sun. All these four brothers, the princes, they belong to the Sun dynasty. And of them, the eldest is Sri Ram, and he is glowing like a sun, sitting in the sun or in the shade on the rock. Imagine, with the green bushes background, the dark hued Sri Ram wearing the bark clothes with the matted hair on the head, with huge lotus eyes, with a smile on his lips, the spine erect. As I'm saying, the picture is forming in front of my eyes. Continuing, त्रिलोकयन्तं जनकात्मजां शुभां सौमित्रिणा सेवितपादपङ्कजं तदा विदुद्रावरघूत्तमशुचा हर्षाच्च तत्पादयुगं त्वराग्रहीत. He was glancing at the virtuous daughter of Janki at his feet. So Sri Ram is sitting on the stone at his feet. His wife, the Sita, the goddess, she is sitting. Her feet were being, and feet, and he was glancing at his wife Sita, who was some distance away, and his feet were being attended to by his younger brother Lakshman. Seeing them, Bharat dashed forward and submerged in the unbound, overwhelmed exhilaration and sorrow at the same time. He clasped both the Sri Ram's feet. What feeling it is there, After, if your children have gone away for some time and suddenly you meet them at the airport after a year or so, why? We feel like that every day. See, this is the result of yearning. Now that yearning is leading to actualization, realization, where you are able to hold the Lord, embrace the Lord, smell the Lord, hug the Lord, feel the Lord, the skin texture, the clothes. Aha. In Tulsi Ramayana it says, Sri Ram ran towards Bharat when he saw Bharat. But here it is not told. In other Ramayana it is told, when Lakshmana saw that Bharat is coming with his whole army, because there was when such a huge millions of people, hundreds and thousands of people are coming, army is coming, citizens are coming, the forest will be disturbed. So many birds and animals were running everywhere, birds were flying. Lakshmana said, brother, what's happening? He says, I don't know, you check he quickly climbed up the tree, check. From there he is coming. Bharat is coming along with the army. Do you want me to stop him there? I shoot the arrow. Ready to fight, ready. No, come down. Let it be. Let's see what his intentions are. रामस्तमाकृष्य सुदीर्घबाहु दोर्भ्यां परिष्वज्य शिशिञ्च नेत्रजैः जलैरथाङ्कोपरि सन्न्यवेशयत पुनः सम्परिषस्वजे विभुः अधता मातरः सर्वाः समाजग्मुस्तवा त्वरान्विताः राघवं द्रष्टुकामाः तास्तृषार्ता गौर्यथा जलम्. Sri Ram, who had long arms, lifted Bharat with both his arms and embraced him, made him sit on his lap affectionately, and drenching him with his tears, repeatedly clasped him to his bosom. Then, just as thirsty cows rushed towards water, Kaushalya and all the other mothers, Kaushalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi, these are the three mothers. Remember, Kaikeyi, the youngest one, Kausalya gave birth to Sri Ram, Sumitra gave birth to Lakshman and Shatrughna, and the youngest queen, Kaikeyi, she gave birth to Bharat. The two sons which were given birth to by Sumitra, one son became he is attached to Sri Ram, and the other one is attached to Bharat. So all the three mothers, even though Bharat, the son of Kaikeyi, was disregarding Kaikeyi. She is just coming. Kausalya and Sumitra also are not talking to her, but she is there. She is one of the queens. And she is coming. She has come. She has come to make, has she come to make sure that Sri Ram remains in the forest? Has she come to see if her son Bharat is successful in taking the Ramchandra ji to back to the forest, back to the kingdom? If it is so, then she will remind again Sri Ram of the vow that he has, the promise that he has given to her. So, is it that reason, or she has come in repentance? We don't know that. We'll find out now. So these are the thinking that can go in the background. Ramattvamataram vikshya drutamutthaya padayoho vavande sashrusa putram alingyativa dukkhita itarashcha yatha tatha natva janani raghunandanaha tata samagatam drishtva Vasishtham Munipungavam. As soon as Sri Ram saw his mother, he got up quickly and paid his obeisance at her feet while she embraced her son with tearful eyes and full of extreme sorrows and anguish. Then Raghunandan Sri Ram similarly bowed before other mothers as well as to pay his respects. Then seeing the most exalted sage Vasishta coming there, he must have touched his feet also. And in this way, the reunion is happening. Only few days have passed, maybe 13, 14, 15, maybe 15, 16, 17 days maybe, because they sent 17, 20, 21 days, because 3 days to go to Gandha, 3 days to come back, 13 days to do the last rites, and then again walking, maybe few days walking. So maybe a month has passed for the reunion to happen, and so much has changed. And Sri Ram, he doesn't know that the father, he doesn't know the father is passed away. He doesn't know what has happened thereafter. So what happens? So now in Tulsi Ramayana, Ramchandra ji first met his Kaikai. He met Kaikai first because she used to love him the most. She was the youngest. So he goes and touches her feet and then goes to his own mother. But here it is told he goes to his mother and also embraces and gives respect to his other mothers, and then to the great sage Vashishta, who is their teacher as well as the guide for the kingdom. And at that, and we'll stop here because a new topic is beginning. The news of the demise of father will be given. So let's stop here at a positive note that everyone has come and united, and everyone is happy, everyone is emotional, everyone is overwhelmed, and Ramchandra ji is happy after such a long time. He is meeting everyone. They are also happy because they are seeing their apple of the eye, and not only apple of the eye for the mothers, but also for all the citizens. All the citizens felt an affinity to Sri Ram. When our mind is quiet, no war, no friction, no animosity, no me versus you, no comparison, no differentiation, no likes and dislikes, etc., etc. When such a calm mind comes, in that all the thoughts will be only of that quality which are in tune with the Lord, or are seeking the Lord, or are in the presence of the Lord, whatever stages you are in. And this is what has happened. All the citizens, they loved Sri Ram. The whole army, it loved Sri Ram. All the ministers, they loved Sri Ram. All the brothers, they loved Sri Ram. All the mothers, they loved Sri Ram. And who was Sri Ram? He was the best son, he was the best friend, he was the best brother, he was the best archer, he was best in every endeavor he took. Every duty that he had to perform, he was best. good, best swordsman, good, best accountant, best administrator, everything best, 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 best. The other brothers are not able to come to that caliber. Bharat is able to, but we'll see. So such a union is taking place where Ramchandra ji is not attached to the kingdom. Sri Ram, he is not attached to the kingdom. He is attached to the journey of life. Not attached to. He is flowing with the journey of life. Wherever life is taking him, he is going there. Others are attached. Others are attached.
Swamiji, this one reminds me of Bali. When we went to that Tao restaurant, I don't know what magic you did to them. The love maybe, they reciprocated so
Yeah.
good. All of them came out and waving hands at that time.
No, I didn't do anything. I was
Yeah,
just being
your
me.
love. Yes,
Yeah.
I know, your
But the
love.
love that they
Yes.
poured, because we didn't show any arrogance.
Yes,
We accepted them as they were. We accepted their culture.
yes.
We accepted that they were followers of Tao. I said, I also follow Tao. I have been initiated in Tao. I've been initiated in Tao in Melbourne by Tao masters. So I was talking to that gentleman, and they were doing this this sign, and it just spontaneous. And we enjoyed their food. It was without onions, without garlic. Not just the food. It was the interaction was more at a heart level
Yes.
rather than food and all is just side. But everything, yeah.
They could sense.
Yeah. So this is how it is. Here we are also seeing that in the meeting of Ramchandra ji, Sita, right now Ramchandra ji, Sita and Lakshman are still not come into the picture, just mentioned, but Ramchandra ji and the entire gang which has come, the reciprocation of love is going on, and it is but natural. When devotee and devoted come together, there is no hesitation, there is no pulling yourself back, there is no right and wrong, there is no should I or should I not. You just surrender, and surrender doesn't mean go and sit on top of his head. No, hold his feet. So in this manner we'll just conclude today, and from here on we will take it in our next class. Tomorrow morning there will be 7 o'clock meditation, and 8:30 we will contemplate on the truth in nectar of immortality, and we are doing the topic of there is nothing called ignorance. So if you are interested, come and join. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swami.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
थैंक यू स्वामी जी।
See you in the morning. You are also there. क्या बात है?
कल सुबह आपके घर पे है?
घर पे है, पर कमरे से करता हूँ. क्यों?
अच्छा, तो फिर ऑनलाइन ही नहीं?
ऑनलाइन
घर तो नहीं जाना है?
You will be walking.
No, I'm not. I'm going to
okay.
listen.
हाँ, online you can 7 o'clock. Okay.
Thank you, स्वामी
Hari Om.
जी।
Hari Om, Bayan.
Hari Om, Swami.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Take care. Hari Om, Mangal.
Hari Om. Hari Om, Swami.
हर